Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here for day 8, and we are using 8 hot cuppas, so coffee or hot cocoa, whichever one you prefer. And if you happen to be subscribed to Spiegel Mom Scraps, you would have seen this layout already. Surprise! I did a silly thing and thought that I had it lined up so that this was going live on both the YouTube channel for Spiegel Mom Scraps and day 8 on my channel, and I was off by a few days because Tuesday was the 5th, not the 8th. So it's December. I am currently filming this, and my poor little one is crazy sick, so I'm trying to be a little bit quieter, and my brain is a bit of a mumble jumble, so please excuse that. But the goal here is to get 8 cups or mugs onto this layout, and I did it in a very unique way. So first thing I decided was that I was going to use the sketch that was provided for Spiegel Mom Scraps. We all were using sketches last month, and for the last week of November, there was one done by a fellow sparkler. That's what we're called at Spiegel Mom Scraps. And it was a beautiful, beautiful layout. Not a layout, a sketch. And I meant to use it thinking that I had lined it all up so that it would be live in November. And then I used it for this. And then I used a tool, which is what the challenge was for in December. We're supposed to be using tools. And I don't know how my brain did not connect the fact that I'm using this for December, like a 12 days of Christmas in December, and a tool which is for December with a sketch from November. I don't know, but it happened. And so it's kind of a little combination of a bunch of different things at once. I'm also using my Secret Not Secret kit. So it's everything. It's everything all into one layout. Like, talk about killing 5 birds with one stone, basically. But I had fun with it, and I really love the way that it turned out. And I did stitching, and I used my circle punch, and I did layers, and I used vellum, and I used tissue paper, and I got 8 cups on this layout, kinda. So you can see the first one is very obvious with that have a cup of cheer. That's kind of the main focal one that I was using. I love that. It is from a cut apart from, I believe, an October Afternoon Christmas line from a while ago. It's the only thing that's not really from my kit, but that and the Chamel paper, which is that dot paper that you see, but it still works. And then, so that's one. The 2 and 3 happen to be those 2 circles that have the coffee mugs there that kind of look like Starbucks to-go cups. That I'm counting each one of those as 1, so that's 3. The fact that I'm spelling the word cuppa, I'm making that 4. The beautiful mug of coffee in my hands in the photo, I'm counting as 5. Yes. So I have 5 already. I just need a few more, right? So you'll see where they come into play in just a minute. First thing, though, I'm going to add some sequins, and I'm using the Oh What Fun and Deck the Halls. And this was so much fun. I splattered them around, I guess, scattered them. And I love the way that it turns out. I did it around the circles, and it just is really neat and adds a nice pop of color that you'll see. And you can also see that I'm adding in those other 2 coffees. So that is from Colorcast Designs. They're so cool. They're little brown wood veneer things, and I love them. So that is 6 and 7. And I just love them, and they were perfect, and they really helped play off on that circular pattern that I have going off of my photo there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of tissue paper. And the reason why I'm adding tissue paper is because I have stars. So my background is stars. There's stars in my sequins. And I wanted one more pop of stars so that it's, it's kind of like a visual triangle without being a visual triangle, just an odd number of things type thing. Don't ask me. It's just when I was in the middle of creating that is what I came up with. So I'm going to use it, but I love it. I put it on the diagonal And it's really subtle, but I really, really love it. And I'm going to spell out the rest of my title and using some of the alpha that I got again from my kit. And I'm just going to say Xmas morning cuppa. And it's just talking about how I got up early before my guys were up. And I was pregnant with Nora here, so she was born in March and this is December. So, you know, I had about 3 more months to go. So decently pregnant. And I wasn't sleeping very well, so I got up quite early and had a half an hour to myself with the lights and just looking at all the presents and just anticipating the way the day was going to go. And it was just absolutely lovely. And I am really hoping that I get to do it again this year, because I'm pretty sure it was my favorite part of the entire day. There's just something so magical about just before everything turns into a hurricane. I just loved it. So that is what this layout is about. It is going to go into my book of me, because it is talking about my feelings about Christmas morning and what I got to go through. And I just, like I said, I adore it. And I love all those sequins. Isn't that fun? I love the way this layout turns out. So my final step here, and where I'm going to add that last cup, is I fold over the pattern paper, because I loved it's actually the A side of this paper. And I wanted to have another pop of green, because again, I had green in one circle and I have green in my, my vellum. So I wanted to just add a little bit more by adding some of that into by folding it over. Now I had to think about it, because I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to fold it over or cut it, or if I was even going to do it. So I went back into finishing off my title. And here's a funny story. I was working on this. I spelled out the word morning and pink, not pink, Chrissy, and red. Really loved it. And then as I went to go glue them down so that they would stick, because I knew they weren't going to stick. These are awesome, awesome alphas, but they're not very sticky. I somehow lost my R. Like, it just completely disappeared. I searched everywhere for it and I could not. This is an alpha that only has, unless it's black, it only has one of each letter. So you're gonna magically see a couple of them, the R and the N, turn to black, because, you know, it got lost. So but I like it. It kind of off plays stuff and it's fine, but I was so mad at myself because I lost the R. And my final step up there, like I said, I'm going to work on that little cluster. I used that last coffee cup that I just fussy cut out of the pattern paper from Chamel, and I added a sticker that says Comfort and Joy in Buffalo Plaid. And I popped it up with a little bit of foam so that it was off-centered correctly, and that does it. So I love this layout. Be sure to go check out Daisy's take. There's a look at the sketch that I was working off of and my final layout. See everybody tomorrow. Bye.